Welcome to the Two Opinionated Brothers Podcast with Smart Jarvis and Big Sam. This podcast, opinions, and views are simply those of the two opinionated brothers. So don't trip.
Smart Jarvis, it's about time, man. I've been able to get you back in the studio. It's a shame it's been almost a month, man. You know,
Is the intro over?
Well,
I mean, because you won't get me in the headphones, so I don't know what's going on. So I've just got to wait till you say something.
The intro music is still playing.
Those are actually headphones I purchased. So I'm just trying to figure out, can I get some type of reimbursement, or can I start using my headphones? That's all I'm asking.
You're talking over the intro, Jarvis. Okay. The question is do we have an issue? You know, it's been almost a month since we've been able to get something on wax. We done met a few times, but you know, for whatever problems, it's been resolved. But my question is it me personally, or is it because the world that you live in is in turmoil and you ain't man enough to discuss it? I'm just trying to understand where we are.
If I recall correctly, the last time you came over here, you touted yourself as some type of technical guru, and you couldn't get the equipment working properly.
And we're up and running.
And we had to solicit the help of an outside contractor that I had to come out of my pocket yet again to pay off.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're not familiar with what I'm talking about?
Last I heard, he was still looking for some hot wings and beer.
I don't drink beer.
Apparently,
and I only eat low fat wings. I only eat low fat wings.
Well, it wasn't for you. It was for the gentleman who you claim came to fix. I
wasn't happy with the quality of work he provided.
Jarvis,
can we get to this podcast, man?
What do you want to talk about? I really would like to talk about. Excuse the stuttering, but I really would like to talk about what I think is probably the biggest news article of the week, COVID-19 related.
Okay, what happened?
Somebody said, who you call it? Nick Saban.
St. Nicholas Saban.
And the St. Nicholas Saban.
Yeah, St. Nicholas Saban,
came down with COVID-19. Is it real? Does he really have COVID?
Hey, man, listen, man. I don't know much about.
Or is it a ploy because big game this tomorrow or Saturday?
It is a big game, man, against Georgia. Hey, look, man, he's got the virus. Apparently, he's not exhibiting symptoms, but he's got the virus. I guess he coached from Zoom or something during practice. Yeah. But I don't think he's going to be allowed to have any contact during the ball game. So this will be it'll be interesting to see how they perform without Saban there.
Good information, but my question was, does he really have the COVID?
Oh, how would I know that, Sam?
Well, because we said Trump didn't have the COVID.
Well, no, he said he had it, but he was cured, and that he feels better than he did 20 years ago. Okay. That's what happened.
All right.
And,
so
and now
you
he's
do believe
immune.
He really had the COVID.
And now he's immune.
But so you do believe, because I read, I just read stuff to be reading.
Yeah, I know.
But I read,
green eggs and ham, Dr. Seuss books.
He never had the COVID. He did it so he wouldn't have to debate.
Yeah.
How did he get cured so fast?
On a serious note, it's a shame, man, that there has been so many lies that have come out of this administration, this White House, this president, that the American public doesn't even know whether or not the commander-in-chief actually had the virus or if it was some type of Jedi mind trick. So I don't know, man.
So what do you need to know? His doctors said
the doctors and everyone in his circle marched to the beat of the president's drum. So the doctor said, when they asked the doctor when was his last negative test, the doctor said, I don't want to focus on the past. I want to move forward.
Well, my point is this.
So what happened was the president probably had COVID while he was debating Biden.
Possible.
And they said that it was an honor system to be tested when he showed up.
Listen.
This guy, I'm laughing because it's funny, but it's really not funny,
man. I'm gonna be honest. If you go back and look at that first debate, you can look at Trump and see something. I thought maybe he was just tired.
I think that's how he conducts himself.
Eyes were watery. He looked a little off.
That's how he conducts himself, though.
Thus, such a mediocre debate. Mediocre debate.
Is that what you would call?
The first debate was very mediocre.
What's less than mediocre?
I don't know.
I thought it was a travesty that an American president conducted himself like that.
It was mediocre, man.
On the biggest stage, man. To debate.
To say that
Speaking
it's a tragedy.
That, man, what you should have been talking about was that foolishness that we had display last night, where you had the two presidential candidates having a town hall meeting scheduled at the same time, where the American public could not have a compare and contrast of them. You could have at least had it at different time blocks where someone could have watched both. The only thing.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? So someone couldn't watch both? So the American public can't watch both debates?
If they're on at the same time.
Okay. So when you're watching Power, or what's the new one you posting about all the time?
Lovecraft Country. We're gonna talk about that too, man.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
So do you watch that at the exact time that it's broadcast live?
I don't.
Yes or no?
I don't.
So the American public could always go back through YouTube, DVR.
Well, that assumes that they have either DVR or on-demand capabilities.
Right.
It also assumes
because the average American is watching a TV with an antenna sticking out the top, right? A coat hanger for an antenna.
That also assumes that they have the time to go back and watch both events. What were they? A couple of hours? Hour and a half? 2 hours?
I don't know. They're not important because it didn't even matter to me because I know that the American people watch Netflix. Okay. They watch all on demand this, on demand that.
I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame that you would have both of them.
Two shows.
I think it's a shame that they would have two events scheduled at the same time block.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You're reaching.
I'm not reaching.
How many shows do you watch that come on at the same time?
You act like I'm blaming that on one candidate or the other. I'm blaming it on the networks. The networks should not have scheduled those on the same time block.
Okay. Did you watch either one in its entirety?
No, I never watched it. Well, if it's a debate where they're both on stage, I watch. A town hall, I'm not going to sit and watch it.
Did you watch either town hall last night in its entirety?
No, not in its entirety.
So why are you even discussing this?
Well, because the
it
American public,
to you.
Well, I mean, just because something it doesn't matter to me doesn't mean it can't be called out for being ridiculous.
I see you got old Kamala's talking points this morning.
I don't do talking points. I only keep it real, man.
Just because.
I'm glad you said her name correctly. I think the last time we were on air, you said her name incorrectly.
Someone,
and some K's was gonna come for you.
Someone who didn't watch either event, right?
Who said I didn't watch either event? You asked me in entirety.
Okay.
You understand what the term entirety means,
right? Did you watch
right?
either event live?
No.
Did you watch a portion of either event live?
No.
Okay.
Well,
so
because
why
I don't
is
have
this
that.
Even a morning discussion.
Well, because I have access to on-demand, multiple recording devices.
So does the majority of Americans.
How do we know about the majority of Americans have?
Oh, so
a lot of rural Americans, I don't think have access to all that.
So you're in the minority with your advanced television capabilities. That puts you in the minority of Americans.
I don't know if it's the minority. I know that all 300 and some odd million don't have access to on-demand and DVR capabilities.
Answer me this. So
okay.
So
why are we talking about this?
Well, because just answer me.
We need to talk about Lovecraft Country.
Well, I don't want to think about that. But what I do know is that this week. Just we don't have to talk about politics all the time. But
why not?
I'm
you scared?
No. I'm a political junkie. I love it.
I listen to talk almost radio. Thought you were about to say political genius, and I was going to say I was going to cut your mic.
Well, I really believe that if folks would pay a little bit closer attention to what the things that I have to say. But my point is simply this. So COVID went through the White House about a week ago. Everybody was 2020.
That old super spreader event.
That old super spreader event. So much so that Kamala. This week we had the hearing in the Senate for the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Justice and Kamala.
Barrett, isn't it? Amy Barrett?
Amy Barrett. And Kamala chose not to participate live because of the opportunity of contracting COVID.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But turns out before the end of the week, two of her close aides have COVID.
So what's your point?
Well,
just because a person takes precautions doesn't mean that they still can't contract the virus.
But my point is, well, maybe if she, if her and her aides had been in the chambers this week, they may not have had COVID.
That's foolishness.
Nobody in the chambers got COVID this week.
That's foolishness.
How's that foolish?
That's foolishness. So now we're attacking someone for being cautious?
No, what I'm
saying,
on, man. What I'm saying is COVID.
Get
what
real,
I'm saying
man.
is no matter how cautious you are or how cautious you are not, right?
There's a chance you get the virus.
Is very real.
Yes,
exactly.
Who said it's not?
So why say
that? Doesn't mean stop being cautious, Sam.
But
be cautious, and then it could still happen.
And then there was
you're trying to reduce the risk. Is all you're trying to do.
And then there was the picture of her leaving her office from doing the virtual situation, and then getting into the elevator with 7 or 8 people.
Which we advise against.
Which is probably
at
where
my
COVID
facility.
got,
in my facility, we do no more than 2 people in the elevator at a time.
Which is probably where COVID got a hold to her staff.
Well, we have no idea when COVID elevator got a hold.
Yeah.
So let's not speculate on when we caught it, man. Did you come here to talk about something serious today, or you just came with some foolishness?
I wanted to talk about Ice Cube.
Lovecraft Country.
I wanted to talk about Ice Cube.
Let's talk about Ice Cube.
Talk about Ice Cube.
Let's talk about Ice Cube.
Again,
I
hadn't had a chance to read the articles as yet, but
why not?
Because I got Facebook, and I just listen to all of you.
So you get your news from Facebook?
Well, I get my news from Yahoo.
You're not a member of the Proud Boys, are you?
Yahoo.com anymore.
You're not a member of the Proud Boys, are you?
I don't know. Are they taking applications? I'm proud to be an American. Are you proud of it? Hey, Jarvis, why don't you know what? Something I thought about, man. I dreamed about it. We really need to play the Star Spangled Banner at the beginning of every podcast.
No,
man.
We're not going to do that.
Why not?
It's not cool. It's not cool.
You don't like the national anthem?
It's not cool.
You don't like the song?
There's some issues with it.
The music, because I'm not saying the words. I'm saying the music. The dun 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 dun.
Why would we play that? Why would we play that?
Because we're Americans.
We are Americans.
We're Americans.
We are Americans.
We live in America.
We do live in America.
Right? We live in one of
North
the greatest
America
nations. One of the greatest nations.
The greatest nation.
Okay. Well,
the greatest nation, despite all her flaws. The greatest nation.
And you won't play the national anthem.
Yeah, we're not going to do that, man.
Why?
Let's go ahead and talk about Ice Cube, man. Hey, Sam, you're not a very cool guy. I'm very cool.
I never professed to be.
And being a cool guy, I know not to play the national anthem at the beginning of a podcast.
So Ice Cube is being canceled by the black culture.
Well, listen, man. You know I'm totally against cancel culture. I'm totally against groupthink. I do think that Cube probably could have handled it a little differently. Now, reportedly, he went to the DNC and Biden with his plan, and he was told, we'll wait till after the election. And I don't know all the reasoning behind that. The main one, of course, would be because Biden's got to win the election in order for him to implement any policy that Ice Cube is suggesting. And then once he didn't do that, once he told him that, he went to Trump with that platform. Couple of things. Ice Cube probably allowed himself to be used a little bit by the Trump campaign. And his timing was I think, bad because Trump's been in office for almost 4 years. So Ice Cube has had year 1, year 2, and year 3 to bring this plan or a similar plan to the Trump administration. So I don't know why he would wait until right before the election, a month or what are we, a few weeks out, 3 weeks out or whatever before the election, to bring a plan to the administration of the Trump administration. It's been in there for 4 years. That to me, that doesn't make a lot of sense. He's had time to bring that to him before now. If he really thought that Trump was interested in trying to implement his plan. So I don't understand that. If you're the man, Sam, okay, if you run the organization and I've got an idea that I think would improve work life for any segment of our workforce, I wouldn't wait until you're 3.5 years into a 4-year contract and you may be leaving as the CEO of this company to bring that plan. I would have brought it before then. So I'm just curious. Now, if you're telling me he just had an epiphany here in the last month or so and he just thought of this plan, then I guess, it is what it is. But it just seems strange to me that he would bring it to the Trump administration right before the election.
Are you familiar with the notorious RBG?
I am.
Okay.
Great lady. Okay. Rest in peace.
She says that a president is elected for how many years?
4. Absolutely. It's 4.
For 4 years. A president is elected for 4 years.
Absolutely. So even after the election, he's still in office for a few months.
A president is elected for 4 years.
Yeah,
right?
we all know that, Sam.
So this whole argument of why would you come in the last year of someone's presidency?
I said right before the election.
Oh, right before. It doesn't matter.
It does.
It's the last year.
It does.
Well, okay. So. Again, you sound just like the don't appoint a justice because it's an election. So let's move past that.
No, I don't.
Let's move past that.
I think that in relation, as it relates to that justice deal, I think they're absolutely right that if you're the president, you can appoint a Supreme Court justice all the way up until you're not the president. The issue is not that. The issue is that they changed the rules and made a big deal about it when Obama tried to do it, and then they came back. So it's hypocrisy in there.
They didn't change the rules. The rules were changed by the Democrats prior, right? The point was, if you're the president and you don't control
the Republicans
Senate,
did not allow Obama to appoint a nomination because they wouldn't take it to a vote.
He did appoint a nomination.
They wouldn't do a vote.
They controlled the Senate.
Yeah.
So
they shouldn't have done that. They should have gave him a vote because Obama was still the president, and so they should have took it up to vote.
Listen,
because he was still the president, right? He's still the president until he's not. Okay, then.
Well, he was president for 8 years.
8 years.
Okay, so but he appointed a nominee to the Supreme Court.
Well, he
didn't have the power.
He put a nominee up.
Okay,
but they didn't get the vote.
Power to move it forward
because they wouldn't take it up the vote.
They
should have taken up the vote.
Let me tell you something. My papa
they should have taken up the vote
when stuff didn't go my way.
They should have taken up the vote.
My papa used to tell me when stuff didn't go my way, he would say, "Tough titty." Keep moving.
I mean, yeah,
okay,
but
he exercised his right as the president, to put forth the nominee. Right now, levels of government.
It has nothing to do with levels of government.
It does.
It has nothing to do with levels of government. Effectively, if that's the case, they're effectively circumventing the president's ability, okay, and prerogative to be able to appoint a nominee. Because now what you're saying is that, okay, if the Democrats are in power and it's year one of a Republican president's presidency, and he puts up a nominee, we say, "Oh, we're not going to take it to a vote." When does it stop? Oh, we're not going to take it to a vote for the next 3 years
because the Senate.
What if they do that?
No, because the Senate is held accountable to the people of its constituents. Right, so you're saying if they were to do that in year one, then when it's time for them to run again, the people in their states, respective states, should vote them out of office if they want. If they're not doing their job, if they're not doing your job.
Well, you know how
it's checks and balance. It's checks and balance.
It's somewhat of a checks and balance.
The executive branch, right, puts forth the nominee. The legislative branch votes and confirms.
Hey man, we don't need any type of political science.
Clearly we don't understand.
Clearly, we do understand.
Clearly we don't understand the basis.
No, it's not about understanding the basis. It's about political norms. It's about political norms. Do you understand that terminology?
It is law.
Normally, when a president puts up a nominee for the Supreme Court, normally it's at least allowed to go to a vote. Normally the Senate doesn't say we're just not going to bring them up for a vote so we can, in hopes that we get a Republican president next time. In this case, in the last case, and that he's going to pick a conservative justice. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about how the process works. We know how the process works. We're talking about political norms.
The law does not require every nominee to get processed for a vote.
That's fine, sir.
It's not the law.
That's fine.
Okay, that's not the law. Just like we hear this whole narrative of Trump won't succeed, if he loses, he won't commit to a peaceful transition. What are you talking about? He won't commit to a peaceful transition.
He didn't say it.
It's the law. He didn't have to say it. He didn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice.
Again, we're talking about
if he loses the election.
Again, we're talking about political norms. You seem to not understand it.
Who cares what political norms are?
You should care about political norms. Yeah, it is.
If he loses the election, right, his last lawful day as an occupant in the White House will be his last day, whether he wants to leave or not.
Political norms. If a president is asked, "Hey, will you participate in a peaceful transition?"
But why are we even having to ask that question?
Well, I'll tell you why. Did
anybody ask Obama that?
I'll tell you why. Yeah, I'll tell you why. Are you going to listen? I'll tell you why they're asking that question, because our current commander in chief has repeatedly made comments that would give the impression that he may not be willing to leave office if he were to lose. The election is a scam. Maybe we should push back the election. Maybe we should not have an election. Maybe we'll stay here forever. Maybe we'll change it. He makes these comments. So if you make those comments, okay, then it's reasonable for people to assume that perhaps he may not be willing to leave peacefully. Listen, so that's why they asked the question.
If we base our thought off of every comment that somebody makes,
it's not somebody. He's not somebody.
You should be really scared about some of the comments that Joe Biden makes.
He's not somebody, Sam.
I would be really scared about some of the comments that Joe Biden makes.
He's the president of the United States.
And so what? He's an American citizen.
He is the most famous and most important American citizen.
Yeah, the most
president
healthy,
of the United
apparently
States.
the most healthy too. He beat
Well,
COVID in 3 days.
at least healthier than he was 20 years ago.
Yeah. So, but my point is, this is a non-discussion. At the end of
Will
this
you be
lawful
attending an
term-
in-person Trump rally without a mask?
Would I?
Yeah.
I don't attend anything without a mask.
So if you went to a Trump rally, you'd have a mask on.
I don't think I would ever go to a
Why
Trump
not?
rally.
You're a supporter, aren't
I've
you?
never been to a political rally in my life.
Why not?
Why?
Remember that time we were going to go to that
We were.
when they came to Madison, but we decided we probably need not do that because it might we might have some issues down there.
Well, you know, I saw the plane on my way to work. The plane was at the little airport, the big Trump plane. It was really nice, man. Proud day for Huntsville to have had the future president come to this
That was
area.
a proud day.
Yeah, but see,
Who was proud?
well, the residents of Huntsville, those
All
who
of them?
attended,
All of them?
those who attended. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, of course those who attended.
But my point is this, you know, again, I'm not ever going to go to a Trump because I'm not a Trump supporter.
What do you support? The
I'm
United
not a
States of
Trump-
America?
Well, let me tell you.
Do
like
you
this,
support
man.
the United States of America? I'm asking you.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So if
It's
so I'm
liberty.
telling you. So what if I were to tell you that as a supporter of the United States of America, what if I were to tell you that our current commander in chief is a threat to national security? Would you support him?
I would say prove it.
Okay.
Yeah, just like President Trump told that young lady, I don't know her name, that
What'd
was
he tell
on that was doing the town hall last night. Just because you say something doesn't make it true.
That's true.
You know,
That's
yeah.
true.
Just because you tell me something doesn't make it true, I would say prove it. And then I would say, Jarvis, well, this is an election year, and our candidate Joe Biden, well, the other candidate Joe Biden is not my candidate, but you know,
You only got two choices.
Well, you only got two choices. Well, no, you know, you got some folks say they're gonna vote to fly. You know,
Yeah, I mean
that, you know,
that's
they're gonna ride in the
all
fly.
that's
They're gonna
foolishness.
ride in the
Yeah,
fly.
you got two
Yeah,
choices.
but I would say both of them, you know, in hindsight, probably are a threat to national security.
Really?
I would.
Really?
You know, I would.
What makes you think that?
Well, I just don't think that that Joe Biden is all there. I think that he's probably fought a good fight, and he's probably tired.
You think he's
Slipping mentally? I do.
on some mental decline?
Yeah, and anybody who would take an honest look at him and his behavior would tell you that he definitely shows early signs of dementia.
Really?
Which is not bad. Which is not bad.
So you're trained to recognize the symptoms of onset dementia.
Yeah, well, I don't really have any formal training, but I
Okay.
will say that there have been those close to me in life
Mm-hmm.
that are, you know, as they progressed in age,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I have seen symptoms of, you know, you forget. And again, it's nothing bad against him. It's
Yeah.
just once you reach a certain age, you know.
Well,
you
that's why
just
we have a
start
vice
to,
president.
you know, okay.
That's why we have a vice president.
The eye roll,
So,
the neck. What they say, the neck. What they say, the eye popper, neck roller.
I don't know about that.
So
but
you didn't see that debate either.
yeah,
huh?
I did see it.
You know,
I saw
and
it.
it's a
I'm
shame.
saying
It was
I
very
don't get caught
disappointing.
up in every little meme and stuff that goes on
not a meme.
social media.
So if you watched it, you would have known what. And it's a shame. You know, it's a shame.
What,
that
I mean, what did
you-
she
you-
do? Are we suggesting she did something inappropriate
Well,
or unprofessional?
what's being talked about?
What are they saying?
You know, what got the glory or what got the most attention was her
The
mannerisms. Is
the
that- am I saying it right? Mannerisms?
the Mr. Vice President I'm speaking. Okay,
Yeah,
that right there.
The nice, nasty.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
You get them, girl. Type
What's
thing.
wrong with
But
that?
That's what got the attention.
I'm
Not
saying
the policy.
Are you saying
Not what she's going to do for Black America.
Are you saying there's something wrong with how she conducted herself during the debate?
I'm saying that's what got the attention. Listen, I could care less how she.
Well, you're
conducts
saying
herself.
that's what got the attention amongst the social media pundits. But
who else is there?
well, there's professional people on legitimate news outlets that look at this.
Well, yeah,
you don't care about those? You don't watch those?
Well, it depends on which.
You
news
only get your news from social media?
Depends, well, no. I watch Fox News actually, and I listen to WGUN or whatever it is, 92.5.
Okay.
Which are both conservative outlets.
Yeah.
You know.
So all you listen to is conservative. You don't ever listen to any of the what they would consider left liberal media.
That's
Is
not
it
true.
liberal
That's
media?
not true. And I tell you
Is
why.
that what they call it? Liberal
I tell you
media?
why. Because following both debates that I watched, I immediately turned to CNN to hear their commentary because I know what the conservative commentary
Yeah,
is going to
you
be.
know. So you have to switch it up a little
I
bit.
listen, hoping that, okay, well, at least in their criticism of a particular candidate, I might be able to glean some sense of understanding deeper into what was said or what was not said. And following the vice presidential debate, all I heard was the fly.
I watched some of CNN after. They did not only talk about the fly.
But that was a very big portion of it.
It was funny, man.
Who cares? You know,
you don't like to laugh? You don't like to laugh,
Sam? President.
Do you like to laugh? Yes or no?
Presidential candidate
Okay,
Joe
you don't want to
Biden.
answer my question.
Presidential candidate Joe Biden.
Sam
said
is a fuddy-duddy that doesn't like to laugh.
200 million Americans have died of COVID-19, according to President Joe Biden.
Vice President. He said 200 million have died.
200 million Americans have died of COVID-19.
I'm sure he meant 200,000.
Yeah. 200,000 Americans have died of COVID-19.
Just a little slip there.
Have
you ever made a mistake? Earlier, when we first started this podcast, you apologized for stuttering a little bit.
Yeah, I make mistakes all the time.
So should you be condemned because you stuttered a little bit?
Nobody should.
He made a mistake. He made a mistake, son.
I believe in people's ability to make mistakes. I believe in people's freedom to make mistakes.
Okay, so what's the big deal here?
What the big deal is? Well, I don't have a big deal. Honestly, I'm just be honest for a few minutes. I could.
For only a few minutes. So the rest of this has been lies.
Well, no. The rest.
That's what you just said, Sam. If it's your word, if it's a lie, you told it.
The rest of it hasn't been lies. It's been opinions and commentary. Now,
it should be true. It should also always be truthful
what
opinions.
I'm saying
Sam.
is, at this point,
I'm beginning to doubt your veracity.
I want to give the world just a few minutes to glimpse into my soul. I could care less.
Nobody cares about your
who
soul.
Who the next president of the United States is. Could care less.
Do you believe your soul is going to heaven or hell, Sam?
Well,
While we're talking about soul,
I like it to go to heaven, Jarvis, and I'm going to do everything.
Have you conducted yourself in a manner that would lend towards you being able to reach the pearly gates?
Yeah,
because I can tell you, based off how you treated me,
based
off how you treated me in our lifetime,
I ask for forgiveness a lot.
Okay.
I really do. I ask for forgiveness a lot.
You need to,
and
because
ask for
of that,
some more. And I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, Jarvis, because see, my vision goes a little further. I believe
a little further than who?
Well, than this country, than this presidential election, than all of this.
You have no vision. So
my vision goes a tad bit further, and I believe, I really believe that who the next president of the United States may be is not going to matter in the long run, right? Because,
I think that's a terrible mistake that have been made throughout history.
We've had 4 years of what some would say would be the worst president in American history. Would you agree?
Some people might say that.
Some people might say that the worst president in American history.
Yeah,
we've had 4 years, right? And outside of COVID-19, which some say was man-made and released and all of that. Some say it don't, but
it's a real virus.
If
you believe it's a real virus, right?
If president,
do you believe it's a real virus? Do you think that people contracted and get sick or die?
I believe some folks have gotten sick.
So you don't think it was because of COVID? You think it was some other mystery disease that they're not telling us about?
I think it's because of whatever it is.
Okay, so
right?
Here we go.
So what I'm
can't get a straight answer out of it. Either you think COVID-19 is a real virus, or you don't, Sam. Just say it, man. One way or the other.
I started this thought process.
Man, you're a conspiracy
by
theorist,
saying
man.
that it is
be
not
funny
yourself, that over 200,000 people in America have died.
Do you believe COVID-19 is a virus? Yes or no?
Not to mention that 480,000 people a year die of tobacco-related deaths, right? So 219,000 people, preventable deaths could be, aren't nearly as much as 480,000 preventable deaths, right, from tobacco.
The prevention is on their own though.
Well,
right?
Who's on?
If they don't smoke cigarettes,
so you can
or other
choose
forms of
whether
tobacco.
To die of COVID,
Now there's the addiction part of it that I have an issue with. Yeah. And that's my argument against the legal or the argument for the legalization of marijuana. We allow people to drink alcohol, which can kill you and can kill others if you're driving impaired. We allow people to smoke cigarettes and all forms of tobacco, which can kill you, but we don't allow you to smoke marijuana. What a joke. Okay, what a joke. Yeah, but anyway, I just need a yes or no answer. It's a simple yes or a simple no.
To what?
Do you believe that COVID-19 is a real virus, yes or no? Simple yes or simple no?
Of course.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Why would someone not believe COVID-19?
I didn't say you did or didn't.
I've heard people say now when Joe Biden now you tell me if
Sam,
this sounds familiar to you.
I don't care about
Some
that.
people have said when Joe Biden wins, the whole COVID thing will kind of disappear. Have you ever heard that?
I don't think that it'll disappear. There may be some shift in commentary. You always have to watch for that. But I want to go back to something that you said. You said that you have a long-term vision,
Yeah.
and you don't believe that a president can affect or make a significant impact on the outcome of lives and the direction of the country. I think it's you said something. I probably added a few more big words in there that you're not familiar with. But I think that's flawed logic. So let's go back. Let's go back to Bush v. Gore, right?
Okay.
You remember what happened with that? Supreme Court got involved. Bush wins.
Thank God Bush won.
If Bush doesn't win the presidency, perhaps we don't have the Iraq War. Perhaps we don't have Saddam Hussein taken out of power. Perhaps we don't have the rise of ISIS. So to say that a president,
right, because
so to say that a president can't impact the future is absolutely ridiculous.
No,
you look at
Now
Donald
say
Trump.
this.
Hold on. You look at where we're at now with Donald Trump as a president, as opposed to Hillary Clinton. Now what we're going to have is a supermajority on the Supreme Court, 6-3, right? You've got countless conservative federal judges that have been appointed all through the country.
So what is 6-3? So what is
so let me tell you.
Okay.
If you let me finish, let me tell you.
All
So
right.
two of the main things it means is that there's a likelihood that Obamacare will be deemed unconstitutional. And there's a strong possibility that Roe v. Wade will be overturned.
Even though Obamacare as a whole is not before the Supreme Court, right? We understand that, right? I mean, and I heard that for a week. We understand.
We know
that
the premise is Obamacare. The premise is
eventually,
Obamacare.
yeah,
the premise is
okay.
Obamacare.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
premise is Obamacare.
Yeah. That's not even above the Supreme Court. I've heard people say all week.
The premise is
if
Obamacare.
this lady gets to the court, then your pre-existing conditions go away. Obamacare, which none of that is before the court right now.
Okay. All right.
Is that a yes or no?
If you think,
would you agree that none of those things are before the court?
If you think the case that's going before them on November 10th or something like that?
10th, yeah.
If you think the ruling on that won't have a significant impact on the future of Obamacare and the status of pre-existing conditions, then you're a little clueless.
Well, I'm not.
Speaking of Roe v. Wade, what's your position on abortion?
What do you mean? What's my position on abortion?
Are you pro or anti-abortion, son? What do you mean?
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a libertarian,
okay,
right?
Good.
I believe that people should have the freedom and the rights to make whatever decision they want to make.
Good. I'm glad.
Now, if we're casting a ballot, right, and I'm voting my conscience, right, I'm pro-life.
Why is it when you say your conscience? When you say your conscience,
because I personally believe, as for me and mine, right, I believe that we should make a pro-life choice.
Yeah.
Now,
but see, you're not a libertarian.
But that on you. But
yes, you are.
Yes,
you are.
Because you have the right to vote however you choose.
No. See,
you can
Sam,
vote
you're
however
wrong.
you
Listen
choose.
to me. You're not a libertarian if you're voting on issues strictly based off how you believe.
That's not true.
Being a libertarian means that I may have my opinion on this issue, but I understand that you can have your opinion on the position. And so therefore, my vote is that option should be available for the people that may agree with it. But if you're voting to say
the majority
abortion it should be illegal, Sam, you just said you can't say you're a libertarian that believes everyone should have the right to do what they want to do as long as they're not harming others, and then say you're voting to say a particular procedure that thousands or millions of people agree should be available if someone wants it. You're going to vote and say it should be illegal. Yeah. You're not a libertarian. You're not a libertarian. No, you're not.
I am. Because my point right now, Roe v. Wade, right? Abortion is legal, right? They say it's a precedent. The Democrats wanted to call it a super precedent. It's a precedent.
All these terms.
It's legal, right?
Right now,
you will never see me in front of an abortion clinic.
It ain't
saying
about
baby
it ain't about
killers.
that. It's
You'll
about
never
if
see
you had
me
to cast a
looking down
vote.
on someone.
If you went into a voting booth and it said
The
should
vote-
abortion be legal or illegal, you said you would vote for it to be illegal. So if that's the case, that means you're not a libertarian
I'm very
because
much libertarian,
you're wanting to
which
enforce.
means that I'm not. No,
Sam,
sir.
you're wanting
You
to
have
enforce your
every
beliefs
right-
on everyone else.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm enforcing my beliefs on me.
No, you're not.
As for
no,
me
you're
and
not.
mine,
No,
we believe this
enforcing
way.
your beliefs on you is that you don't have an abortion.
I would never.
You don't go
I
and
would
have an
never,
abortion.
I would never.
You have
if
no.
I was a
You don't know what
politician-
libertarian means.
I very much know
No,
what
you don't.
libertarian is.
No,
If
you don't.
I would never. If I was a politician, I would never propose a bill banning abortion.
You just said if
Would
you went to the
never,
voting booth and that
as
was
a
on the ballot,
citizen,
and that was on the
As
ballot,
a citizen who has the right to vote however they choose.
Sam, I
Right?
can't say
I would
I
never-
can't say that I'm against slavery and then go into the voting booth and vote for slavery.
So you're comparing abortions to slavery?
No, I'm not making a
Jarvis?
comparison.
Slavery is not a choice.
I'm not making a comparison.
make a choice
I was
to
giving
go
you.
into
That's
slavery.
that's what we call, Sam, an example.
No.
Yeah, that's
no,
an example.
You're comparing
If a
the
person
two.
can't say they're anti-slavery and then go into the voting booth and vote for slavery,
It's two separate
So
things.
that's the same thing with
People
you.
who are enslaved aren't enslaved by choice.
Here we
You're
go.
not making a choice to go into slavery.
You don't understand examples.
No.
And I should know this
You have a
based
piss poor-
off my long
you have a piss poor-
long
you have a pi- you're
association.
making a piss
I
poor
almost slipped up and
comparison.
said friendship. Based
You're
off my
making a
long
piss poor
association with you,
comparison.
I should know
What
better.
I'm saying is I pass no judgment
Yeah, you
on
do.
anybody
Yeah, you do.
who wants to have
Yeah, you
an
do.
abortion.
You're passing it with your
Listen,
vote. If
I'm
you vote
I
to
am
make
voting
abortion
as a
illegal,
citizen.
if you vote to make abortion illegal, you're trying to
I
force
don't care.
your opinion,
Listen,
personal opinion,
I
on
don't
everyone
care.
else.
Listen, I don't care if it's legal or not.
Yeah, you do, because you just said you would vote for it to be illegal. Sam,
That's
if you're
my
the swing
personal
vote,
opinion.
let me tell you what you're doing. If the vote is tied and you go into the voting booth, right? And on the ballot is whether or not abortion should be legal or illegal. The vote is tied. You go in there and say, you know what? Personally, I don't believe in abortion, so I'm going to vote no. Your vote
Guess
is a
what?
swing vote.
The majority wins.
And now,
In a
and now
democratic
you have
society,
now you have
the
enforced,
majority wins.
You have now enforced your personal belief on everyone.
No.
So you're not a libertarian?
No. I
You're not a libertarian.
haven't enforced my personal belief.
I know
The
it.
majority has enforced their
Sam,
belief.
you know what?
This is a
I actually
democracy.
sympathize for you right now
Do you
because
know
I
what a
know how hard it
democracy
is. I know how hard it is.
Do you know what a
Sam.
democracy
I know how hard it is to just say on this podcast, Jarvis. You know what? I messed up. I was wrong.
Definitely
You're
didn't-
right.
I
Just
definitely
say it,
didn't
man.
mess up.
Just say it, my
What
brother.
I'm telling you is,
I ain't gonna think nothing less
this
of you.
is a democracy, right? In a democracy, what happens? The majority votes rule.
Is that the right way to go about it?
I don't know. That's the way we go
I'm
about
asking
it.
you. Is that the right way to go
I
about
don't
it?
know. What
Does
other way-
does that mean it's right?
Well, you have what?
Does that mean it's right?
You have a theocracy.
Hold on, Sam.
I
Does
guess.
that mean it's right?
Well, what options do we have?
I'm asking you. Just because a majority votes on something, does that mean it's right?
In this nation, that means it's the law of the land.
Okay.
What are my options? What other options do we have?
I'm not talking about other options. I'm just saying you first you went from you're a libertarian.
I am.
to
And
say-
I believe that everybody should
even-
have the right to choose.
But then
as
you
they
said,
do.
well, hey, if it's
So in
taken
Sam-
away,
so in
if
Sam-
it's taken away, that's the majority,
So
so
in
it doesn't
Sam-
matter.
so
You're
in
not- you're
Sam's
you're
world-
not. You don't talk like a libertarian.
So in Sam's world, the abortion.
We're not in Sam's
In
world.
Sam's world, the abortion rights would never ever even come before the American people for a vote, right?
Then why would you go in the booth and vote? Then
But
you
if
should
it
abstain from voting.
But if
you
it
should
did-
abstain from voting on it then. Since it would never come up in Sam's world and Sam's America,
I can't
you should abstain from
voting.
Well, then that means you're not a libertarian.
Now you're telling,
not a libertarian
that's
and you're
that's
you're
That's like
anti-abortion.
you're telling people to abstain from voting from president.
I never told anybody to abstain from voting
You
for
just
president.
told me to abstain from voting.
No, I didn't. I said
That's
you.
what you said.
I said
You
if
said
you didn't
you
care about
should-
that issue.
You said
I
you
said if you
should
didn't care.
abstain from voting.
Well, hold on. Voting on a single issue and voting for the president of the United States are two different things. You understand that too, right?
No. I always
You don't
hear-
understand it.
I always hear exercise your
There's a
right
lot of
to
things
vote.
you don't understand.
I didn't know it meant just vote for the things.
A lot of things you don't understand, Sam.
Jarvis wants you to vote.
So
for.
what we've learned today, ladies and gentlemen, is that Sam is a fake libertarian.
Not at all.
He's a
Not at all.
conservative masquerading as a libertarian.
Oh, I'm definitely conservative. I'm
in hopes to
not
try
only am I
to curry
conservative,
favor with y'all.
Listen, not only in favor with who? Not only am I conservative,
People that you see out in the street that you don't want to run up on you. What was that guy that sent that message said he wanted to fight you that time?
Let me say this. I am an evangelical conservative.
You're not an evangelical.
Which means that my conservatism, it comes out of Christianity.
You're not an evangelical.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, I'm telling you, you're not.
What I'm telling you is
I've been around you. I see how you conduct yourself. I see how you treat others. You're not an evangelical.
Listen,
and it's actually blasphemous for you to even try to label yourself as that.
Which means that my political views are influenced by Christianity.
So that means you're not a libertarian.
Definitely
because what you want to do is impose your Christian beliefs.
I don't.
On others. Yeah,
listen,
it is.
It does. It does. That's not true.
Yeah,
I believe. Listen. This is America, right?
Separation of church and state, brother.
Listen, Jarvis. How many babies? Listen. How many babies you abort, right? Has nothing to do with my salvation.
I agree.
Period.
I agree.
Okay. I can't control that. I'm not one of those that believes that we got the COVID-19 because of abortion.
Sam, if you were a true libertarian, what you would say is that based off my Christian faith, okay, I don't believe in abortions and I wouldn't have one myself, but because I'm a libertarian, I believe that abortion is a right of American citizens in a free society to have that right to utilize that service if they want to.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Listen, that's just like,
hey man,
that's just like,
we need to talk about Lovecraft before we get off the air because you got to go and I got to go.
We got 5 minutes.
I got to go eat some steak and lunch. Are you familiar with Lovecraft Country?
No, didn't I just tell you that
when are you going to start watching it?
I'm an evangelical Christian.
When are you going to start watching it?
I don't want you.
Yeah,
I see you. I see you on Facebook talking about witchcraft and all of that.
If you're a true evangelical, you might get a little nervous about Lovecraft, but it's actually very, very interesting, and it's got a lot of great historical points that it references. But anyway.
True history?
Yeah, true history. I mean, it's true history with that little sci-fi twist on it.
Yeah, you know, I seen my fiance, she was sharing get your tarot cards read on Facebook. Yeah,
and you're an evangelical Christian?
It's what I'm saying is it's all around us.
You're an evangelical Christian, and your fiance is doing tarot cards.
I didn't say
what else? Ouija boards? What else?
Listen.
What the hell's going on in that household?
She shared it on Facebook.
That means she believes in it.
I don't. Well,
I'm telling you, that means she believes in it. No, it's not my opinion. That's fact. If she's sharing it, she believes in it. What in the hell is going on in the Johnson household?
So what I'm saying to you is,
sound like the devil.
That love and witchcraft.
No. The Johnson household.
So you go from
Lovecraft Country is a television show.
So you go from Love and Hip Hop Huntsville to
Love and Marriage Huntsville. Come on, man, you got to start watching these shows. This stuff is right here in Huntsville, and you don't even watch it.
What's the name of the show?
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country. Yeah.
When are you gonna start watching some of this stuff?
Stand for?
It probably has something to do with
witchcraft,
which your fiance clearly knows a lot about since she plays with tarot cards. I thought when the last time I was over you guys' lovely home, I thought I saw some disturbing stuff on one of your counters over there. I thought I saw some kind of Ouija board, crystal ball, tarot card. But I thought maybe it was a Halloween costume or something. But
I'm gonna take it.
Sam Johnson is a libertarian evangelical devil worshiper.
I'm gonna take it one step further and say you probably were drunk.
I don't drink.
You probably showed up drunk if you thought you saw. And we don't do Ouija boards.
Other than maybe a little cup of red wine every once in a while.
But what I'm saying is we don't do Ouija boards
for heart purposes.
My point was that this whole witchcraft thing has become so familiar and so comfortable with us that we accept that. We find it easier to accept witchcraft than we do Christianity.
Says the man that has tarot readings going on in his own home.
Definitely no tarot
right
readings
under his
going
nose.
on in my home. But what I'm saying is, but if I'm not careful,
you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
But the point is, if I'm not careful,
you heard it here first, man.
If I'm not careful, the camp might be infiltrated.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. If you want are y'all doing?
Keep watching Love and
Are y'all doing palm readings?
I don't know. Not in my house.
I don't know. The tarot cards.
No. Let me not say that. Not that I know of.
That's what you better say.
But
I think this is very suspicious, my brother.
But what I will say is I have to be careful that I don't let and now in all fairness, not to say that I won't ever watch the show, because this is America and you have the right to watch whatever you want to watch. But what I'm saying to you is I don't deal with witchcraft, Jarvis.
So you think just because someone watches Lovecraft Country that they're going to somehow get entangled in witchcraft?
Well, you don't think you said it has something to do with devil worshippers.
No, I didn't say anything about devil worship.
You said devil worship.
I said, no. Devil worship was in reference to your household and all that tarot card reading and all that stuff that's going on over there. So, I mean, I remember you guys saying you were going to get a little side hustle going, but I didn't know it was going to be tarot card reading.
I just seen, I'm just scrolling along Facebook. And
okay, well, that's fine.
Some here share a post.
Hey, man, anything else you want to address with me, man? I got some. I'm about to go get some lunch, man.
No, man, I just, please, it's. Can we not let another month go by before we get some on wax, man?
Hey, man.
These folks, they need to. We're in an election.
Hey, Sam,
hopefully,
the studio's at my house.
Hopefully, we can.
We can go anytime,
hopefully,
my brother.
we can get back together again before the election. This is an election year. Vote. Hopefully, we'll have a full Supreme Court. We didn't talk about packing the Supreme Court.
Yeah, man. Who cares?
Hopefully,
about that?
we'll have us a full.
Hey, who cares about that? Certainly, though, before we sign off, we want to encourage everyone to go out and vote. Vote early if you can. So you don't have to deal with any type of voter suppression or voter intimidation that may or may not be happening in certain areas of the country. Get out and vote. If you got to wait in line, it's a shame that you have to wait in long lines, but this is what we've got to do right now. We need everyone to go out and vote.
All social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us on Anchor, YouTube, 2 Opinionated Brothers. It's been Will. Until next time, I'm Big Sam, and this is
Smart Jarvis, Q Dog Jarvis, Big Jarvis. I go by many names and titles.
Peace.